Welcome back to Next-Gen Diecast for the final of Race 2 here in the Next-Gen Piston Cup. Make sure to check out jlhcrafts.com for all of your diecast racing accessory needs. The link will be down in the description below. Well, now it's time to introduce our 4 finalists. First up, the four-wheel drive number 54. It's Herb Kerbler. And next up, the rookie from Rusty's Racing Center, number 35, Ronald. And next up, the Easy Idol number 15, Harvey Rodcap. And last up, another rookie currently second in the standings, number 94, Jay. These drivers will compete in 4 races. The driver with the most points at the end of those races will be the winner of Race 2 and clinch a spot in the championship race at the end of the season. Jay and Rodcap starting out front for Race 1. And the finals of Race 2 is officially underway. Good start for Jay. He leads him out of 2. Rodcap spins. Good run for Jay through 3 and 4, and he'll win the first race of the day. Rodcap coming through in second, and then Ronald will take third. It looks like we lost Kerbler as he has scored with a DNF. He is stuck in the grass in between turns 3 and 4. So good run for Jay coming out of turn 2. Rodcap gets turned around by Kerbler. And then Jay looked really good going through turns 3 and 4 before getting a little loose. He was able to hold on and take the win. Rodcap in reverse, bouncing off the walls in second. And Kerbler just spun going into turn 3 and ended up in the grass. Rough start for him. But it's a great start for Jay as he opens up the final here in Race 2 with a big win. Jay opens up with 5 points. Rodcap in second with 3 points. Ronald has 2, and then Kerbler at the bottom with 0. We are set for Race 2. Rodcap and Ronald starting out front in row 1, and then Jay and Kerbler in the back starting in row 2. The gate drops and we're back racing. Good start for Rodcap. Jay passing Ronald for second. Jay spins. Big lead for Rodcap. Rodcap spins and he crawls across the finish line to take the win. Jay in second, Ronald third, Kerbler finishing in fourth. The inside lane got such a good start. Rodcap would open up a good lead. Jay moving into second over his teammate before spinning, coming down the mid-straight. Rodcap had a big lead, but he spins and just barely makes it across the finish line with Jay coming in hot. Rodcap will tie Jay in points with that win. Jay does have the tiebreaker with the fastest lap. So Jay and Rodcap tied with 8 points apiece. Ronald in third with 4 points. And then Herb Kerbler at the bottom with just 1 point. 2 races in, and we've got a great battle for the lead. Ronald and Kerbler will start in row 1. Rodcap and Jay starting in row 2. And the engines roar again. Good battle going into turn 1. Ronald leads coming out of 2. Kerbler goes to second. Here they come out of turn 4. Ronald will win. Kerbler second, Rodcap third, and Jay slides to a stop behind them and will score a DNF. There was some great bumper-to-bumper racing going through turns 1 and 2. Kerbler would move to second, put a bumper on Ronald, but Ronald had a great run coming out of turn 4. He would take the win. And his teammate Jay, sliding to a stop, will not score any points in this race. Watch Ronald coming out of turn 4, some big air, and he put down a great lap. Ronald scores the second fastest lap we have seen here at Thunder Mountain Speedway with an 8.134 and becomes just the 3rd driver to get into the 8.1s. So 3 races in, Harvey Rodcap up to first in the standings. He's got 10 points. Ronald up to second with 9. And then Jay not scoring any points in race 3. He falls to 3rd. He still has 8 points, and then Kerbler at the bottom with 4. So it's a great battle between Rodcap, Ronald, and Jay. One of those 3 drivers will win this race and lock a spot in the championship race at the end of the season. Kerbler and Jay starting in row 1. Ronald and Rodcap in row 2. And the final race is underway. Good race going into turn 1. Kerbler leads coming out of 2. Kerbler spins. Ronald with a big run on the outside. He's going to take the lead, but he spins and Jay's going to take the win. Jay comes out of nowhere to beat his teammate for the win. What a great battle going down into turn 3. Kerbler would spin. Ronald made a great run on the outside going around Jay, and he would pass Kerbler as well to take the lead. But then he would end up spinning around, and Jay would take the win. Ronald was not quite clear of Kerbler coming out of turn 4 before he cut down to the inside. That opened the door for Jay. He drives around both Kerbler and Ronald to win the final heat, and that will give Jay the win here in race 2. Jay wins with 13 points, 1 point ahead of Ronald, and then Ronald just 1 point ahead of Rodcap. What a great battle there at the end for the win. Kerbler finishes in 4th with 6, but Jay will lock a spot in the championship race at the end of the season. And another dominant performance for VCD 132 Racing, finishing 1st and 2nd. So in the driver standings at the end of race 2, we've got a new points leader. Jay into the lead. He's got a 12-point lead over H.J. Hollis. Those two drivers have locked a spot into the championship race at the end of the season. And these 16 drivers will compete one more time to see who the other two drivers will be fighting for a championship. We've got a new leader in the team standings as well. VCD 132 Racing takes advantage of Dom's Tuner Shop being on the sidelines here in the final of race 2. They take a 20-point lead, and for the first time this season, Dom's Tuner Shop finds themselves trailing. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us again today. We hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you all back here next week. Take care.